Was good. Can everybody hear me good? Let me know y'all can hear me. Somebody let me know. I am. I have to check then. Alright, we good. Man, it's been a minute, right? Alright, cool, cool. We good. We good. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. I've been gone for a little bit because I don't really have shit to talk about. You feel me? Like ever since the last time I think I fucked up because I actually predict everything too well because if I fucked up somewhere I would have to come on and like explain myself. But shit went exactly like how I said it would. What's up, y'all? Man, it's a quick turn up, man. I didn't think y'all was gonna come through this quick. But it's not gonna be that long tonight. Probably about an hour, hour and a half, probably. I just wanna run through what I think's gonna happen from here on out. Since the last time I was here, I predicted everything that happened thus far, right? And I'm not saying that I know some shit extra. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying apparently for whatever reason, everything that I predict seemed to co-align with what happens later on. So I'm gonna see if how long I could, what I'm saying, take it. So first thing first, Ghost is gonna be out in June, and Ghost being out in June just confirmed that the PlayStation 5 will come out this holiday season, unless Mother Nature has other plans. And we don't even know it's Mother Nature, now it could be man-made, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is, as long as things can get under control, which I don't know how bad it's gonna be, considering how big the population is in America, how widespread it would, and all that yada yada yada. But say everything go according to plan, shit will come out this holiday season. So we can imagine Ghost of Tsushima coming out in June, which means PlayStation 5 announcements or actual, concrete information and shit will be out in June as well. How early? How early in June? I want to say a week or so. A week, maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks at the most. I mean, earlier than that, that'd be ridiculous. 2 weeks before Ghost of Tsushima come out, you would see PlayStation 5 shit like just dropping everywhere. May not be the full picture, but it'll be there, and that's where you're gonna get that information. And at that point, PlayStation 4 will basically be done. There will be nothing left to be talked about. Because as soon as you hear PlayStation 5 shit, it's a wrap on PlayStation 4. There will be nothing left. So even though, I mean, like I mentioned, if everything goes according to plan and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, whatever the fuck it's called, it's just the names for Xbox shit just gets dumber and dumber over time. You feel me? Man, everybody came through quick as fuck, man. What's up? Uh, Truth, Lay, Jamal, I, Akumu, Jemiah, PC ass, motherfucking, Lay, Sick, you know what I'm saying? Support Gaming, Cyber Dragon. Been a minute, huh, Cyber Dragon? Thrash and shit. Yeah, I mean, y'all came through quick as fuck. But yeah, man, it's even though PlayStation 5 is coming out this holiday season, the PlayStation 4 ends at the end of probably July because there's just nothing left. Is there anything after PlayStation after June then? After Ghost? Concerning PlayStation, that is. Is there anything left behind it? Behind Ghost? Originally, that's why I thought Ghost was gonna be out in like late July because that way there's some buffer to it. But then it kind of fucks up the flow for the PS5. But now there's end of June, so you feel me? It's the end of June, so PlayStation 5 announcement can start right around there. I mean, Ghost is dope as fuck, man. I'm glad. I'm glad it is coming out during June, because the end of June, because that means for I gotta spend about $120 a month on game, man. I'm not complaining about that. I know some of y'all don't understand that. I know some of y'all enjoy uh streaming some shit. I still enjoy buying a game and playing it, man. That's what I'm doing. So it's about to be about $120 worth of gaming for the next couple of months, man. For at least the next couple of months, really. It carries on all the way until whenever the fuck Cyberpunk and all the rest of that shit's coming out. You know what I mean? I'm just counting PlayStation games alone. That's probably around like 300 and something dollars right there. Just PlayStation games alone. Final Fantasy 7 and shit, you know what I mean? And because of that, I'm like, dog, who has even times to realistically even talk about next gen and shit? You know what I'm saying? But we here now. We here. We in the final stretch basically. We in the last seven 7 8 months of the next generation releasing, unless we got a fucking Resident Evil fucking situation on our hands. You know what I mean? Where everybody walking around looking like bootleg ninjas with the medical mask on and shit. I mean, if it gets bad like that, we got way bigger problems than gaming and shit. You know what I mean? At that point, there's gonna be a lot of other shit we gotta worry about. You better make sure you have enough food and water in your crib. Like that's how bad it would be. So I hope, like, a part of me hope it doesn't get that bad. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of shit to deal with, man. You know what I mean? But as long as it doesn't get that bad and shit can get under control somewhat to where things can get somewhat normal by then, and it will come out, right? And if it does come out, then PlayStation 4 news, like PlayStation 4 will basically end right around July or so if there's nothing left. Do you know if anything is left? Anything PlayStation that's left after Ghost? Is there anything left? Anyone of y'all know that shit? Is there a game or some extra shit for PlayStation 4? Like, I think that's it, right? Because I don't want to sound dumb. You feel me? If I'm incorrect, please correct me. Because I don't know if there's anything left after Ghost. Ain't never happened, Jemiah. What the fuck you mean? So that motherfuckers argue actual facts. Ain't nobody been arguing actual facts for years, motherfucker. Even if there is actual facts out there, they don't even see it. What you mean? Argue actual facts. Lost Soul aside, I'm really thinking that's a PS5 at this point, sick. I'm really thinking that. There's just not enough of it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's gonna be a PS4 game anymore. I think it's gonna be a PS5 game. Genshin Impact. Why does that name sound so familiar, but at the same time unfamiliar? Or unfamiliar, I'm sorry. Lost Soul aside would be dope, but I really don't think it's coming out within the next, I don't know, 5 months. I don't see it happening. It's probably next gen. Which I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind if it's next gen. You know what I mean? I think there's enough games for the next 6 7 months for us to be alright with it. I mean, to be good with it. Like, I mean, I don't think we need more than that right now. If we do too much, I mean, it might be overkill at this point. You might not be able to catch up, because then, I mean, I have to play all these games in successions. And don't let motherfuckers find out when these console release, they do have like at least decent, you know what I'm saying? Persona 5. Am I tripping? Hasn't Persona 5 been out? What do you mean? Oh, like the Royal is the part of the title. I thought you were like you saying it like Persona 5 Royal. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about that. My bad then. Well, I guess I'm wrong then. But damn, that's a lot of shit to have to carry, man. You still gotta like You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just realized that. I'm like, oh, he made Royal Edition. I'm dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? No, but damn, really, you have to carry on like with another shit after that. But yeah, I'm sticking to it, man. I feel like PS5 news will be right around June. That's my prediction. You know what I'm saying? Most of my predictions has been correct. Only the little things here and there, little bits of details that I get wrong. But the overall arc of the narrative thus far has been correct. So I'm gonna see how far I can take it before it fucks all up. You know what I'm saying? But Ghost, man, Ghost is what I'm about, bro. I can't imagine even thinking about next gen when you see this motherfucker dropping. Because then I'm like trying to lay out my next 4 or 5 months to accommodate these games. See, most motherfuckers don't understand. Most motherfuckers out here like, oh, I work too much and I don't have time to play video games, and that's why I buy all these extra shit so that I could play it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the same boat. I work a lot too, but when I do have time, you know what I'm saying? I'll just play video games. I don't buy shit extra. I just buy the goddamn game and play this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do is I just buy this one fucking game and play it. But the problem is, just like y'all motherfuckers, I work too, so I have to make sure that I have enough time to even play these motherfuckers. But I enjoy it so much, I'm willing to make the time for it, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Fuck you mean you don't have time to play video games? Then don't play video games then, motherfucker. If you don't have time, you must have other more important shit to do. I have time to squeeze in a couple of hours here and there, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? On some days where I got a free day, I fucking spend a day if I got a free day. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers got responsibilities out here. We can't just sit here and play video games all day, man. And the amount of shit that you just dropping, like I gotta accommodate that shit with you know what I'm saying? I gotta like schedule that shit out. That's grown motherfuckers' problem. Like if you young, you don't know nothing about that. If you young, you don't even understand. What you mean? You gotta schedule shit to play video games? Like yeah, motherfucker, you gotta. You can't just hop on that motherfucker when you feel like it and shit. Sometimes. I'm not saying my schedule is that hectic. I'm just saying sometimes it could be, and sometimes I do have a decent amount of time. And with the coronavirus shit looking the way it looks like I'm gonna have a decent amount of time at home. I mean, Ghost. I feel like it comes out in June. That's earlier than I thought it was. I thought Ghost was like closing shit out. That's why it coming out in at least late July. I didn't realize it's gonna come out even earlier than that. A whole month. I was off by a whole motherfucking month. You know, it's really funny, Craig. I don't know what none of that shit means, man. Like I have a relative idea of what RDNA 2 is, and I got a relative idea of what it does. But it's just like it just doesn't really matter to me as a gamer. Like I hear all those numbers, I'm like, cool. Show me the benefits of all that. Like I know you telling me all the features it got. Like show me the benefits of all of that. I don't give a fuck about the features. It doesn't benefit me as a gamer to know about the features. Just let me see what's up. You know what I'm saying? This month, bro. You think it's this month? We had like 10 push-ups on that. 10 push-ups, right? You know what I'm saying? 10 push-ups. You think it's gonna? You think we gonna have like actual information this month? That's too early, but I feel like it's gonna be in June. You might get like little bits and little information here and there, but you ain't gonna get the full scope until like June. It's gonna be like a massive. It's gonna be a massive, like information dump on June. I don't know when in June, early June, late June, somewhere around June they're gonna drop all that shit. Because right now they still got the release date of um, Last of Us 2 to promote. Because even though they announced the release, they still gotta like do promotions and marketing for that shit. So that shit's coming up here in about a month or so. So they gotta run that shit, man. They still ain't got time to focus on PlayStation 5 yet. They still in the midst of all this shit, bro. They just now announced Ghost. That means they still got to ramp up The Last of Us. Even though it's been announced, even though it's been the trailer's out, like the release date is very important. About 2-3 weeks before the release date, you won't see bombardments of marketing for that shit. They ain't got time for PS5 yet. You know what I mean? I mean, you could do that with Ghost during the time of Ghost release day because that's the last one, and you can expect that to come out, right? That's what I'm assuming. I mean, you drop PS5 information now, you got to run with PS5 information now all the way to the end of the year with all these games coming out. I mean, 10 push-ups, bro. 10 push-ups. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Yeah, I'm saying it's gonna be in June. Information will be in June, Thrash. Like a database of information as far as PS5 dropping on your ass. That'll be in June. I mean, if I'm incorrect about that, Thrash, that'll be the biggest in like the worst thing that I've gotten so far. Like that. I mean, everything I've gotten has been either completely accurate or like semi off, as in the little details that I got maybe off here and there, but everything I've said thus far has lined up. But that's the problem, though. I mean, if I'm wrong on this, this is a big wrong. You feel me? Like this is a big wrong if I'm incorrect on this. Please, Garuda. You know I do 100 a day, right? I'm not even kidding. I do 100 a day every day when you wake up. It's good for you. I mean, you really think it's gonna be this month? Why this month though? Just because they dropped it like that shit. I feel like the only reason why all this information is supposed to drop is it's supposed to drop already. It's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? If Sony actually went to the convention like they're supposed to, all this information would have been dropped there, but they didn't have the chance, so they just drop it, you know, willy nilly out here. They just like, fuck it, here's the trailer, you know what I'm saying? Demo and shit, yada, yada, yada. They just doing all that. They ain't need no shows or nothing. You remember The Last of Us 2 release date trailer? What did they do with that? They did one of those little, what is that, state of play shit or whatever the fuck it's called? One of those little, one of those 20-minute long shit. Just for that. They could have done that with Ghost, but there's just no reason for it. Just drop the shit. You know what I mean? No E3. I mean, I don't think no E3 changed shit. They already said they ain't going to E3, so E3 not happening wouldn't really matter to Sony. It doesn't. Even, E3 doesn't even fit in with Sony's marketing plan at this moment. They cut E3 out the picture at this moment. So I mean, it's like you know what I'm saying. So I don't think they're going in there no more. So it doesn't even matter. It probably wasn't even a part of Sony's marketing strategy at all to be a part of E3. So not having an E3 wouldn't really matter that much. But this motherfucking game, though, I keep looking at my own shit, just like, God damn, this motherfucking. And the more I look at it, the more I realize it really doesn't have anything to do with mysticism, except for that storm, bruh. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if there is anything mystical about this game once this motherfucker, quote unquote, dies and become the ghost. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if there's any mystical shit a part of that. Because there's always a lot of wind all around you, but the wind doesn't really reflect in where you're supposed to go next until you become the ghost, I guess. Damn, June. That shit's in 2 months, guys. Well, I mean, technically three, but you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna say 2 months. June's in 2 months. No, okay, I don't think the mask do shit. I think the mask just when you put that on is because you know need to be stealthy with it, and it's almost like a Batman tactic to scare the shit out of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I don't think there is any mystical shit at all to it. Because if there was, you would have seen it. And plus, look how fucked up he looks all the damn time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's in there, like, having to fight constantly. Like, one man army and shit. So it doesn't look like. And my analytical video of this game was on point, too. You see this shit? Like, everything I said about this game was on point. I haven't been wrong yet about this game. And that's why I haven't done another one of those videos. There's just no reason to. I got it right the first time. I have to say, I got it right the first time. Like, none of this shit surprised me at all. I'm like, yep, I knew all this shit was happening. It was gonna happen. The only thing that I wanted to know was how they was gonna do open world when you don't have waypoints to go to. But then it would be the win. But see, the problem with that is the only question I would have is, I guess you would be able to. That would just be a mechanic. Like, for instance, if you want to do a side mission instead of a main mission, you would go to the start menu or whatever, click the mission, and then the wind would just blow towards that direction. Is that what's happening? Is that the scheme of things? Is that how it works? Because that would be, I mean, it'll be kind of cool, but then it'll get a little more. It'll be like kind of, you know what I'm saying? How do I put this? It'll be kind of gimmicky almost. Unless they could make it cold. Unless I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but unless they can make it really sick, because after a while it could be kind of gimmicky. Like every time you know, no waypoint is old school. What the fuck are you talking about? Is it old school? Like, it hasn't every open world game always have waypoints? Isn't that we sick of it? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of waypoints, in that shit. Always the same motherfucking. You start up a game and shit, open the map, there's like dots all over it. You should go here. You know what I'm saying? If you want to continue the story, you go to this dot here. But if you just want to fuck around, you go to all these little other dots here and do this other shit. You know what I mean? Fast travel? It's gonna be one of those games you don't fast travel though. For the longest, I didn't even know there was fast travel in Spider-Man. Because that's one of the best part about the game is just swinging around. Why would you fast travel in that bitch? You know what I mean? Who fast travel in this game? Like, who would do that? I mean, I guess if once you beat the game and shit, you know what I'm saying, you playing it again and shit, you can do that. But I'm amazed by journalists because I don't know how they think the stuff. Like, I mean, I guess the journalistic integrity is to write what you think, and that's what motherfucker think. So that's what they wrote. I guess I can respect that at least. What I don't respect is the gaming comprehension. They lack basic game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you game well enough, you should have a basic understanding of just video games in general. Like, you have a certain literacy when it comes to gaming. You know what I mean? Some of us don't even read nothing when we play a game. We just fucking pick it up on the fly, like most of us do. I mean, a lot of times you just learn shit just through playing. Like a lot of old school games, you know what I'm saying? I like that too. You just don't know what the fuck at all. You just learn it as you play. Yeah, man, but Ghost is fucking something else, cause I love that it's like playing a Kurosawa game. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be dope. I want all the tropes though. I want all the fucking tropes of like samurai shit. I want like a duel with the sunset and shit. and the decisive swing and shit. You know what I'm saying? When two samurais run towards each other and have that definitive swing, and one of them slowly fall. You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine a dude right behind them, like another kid his size behind him, just like slowly falling because he caught him. You know what I'm saying? I want all of that. I want all the ninja tropes too. I want him to throw a smoke bomb and disappear completely. You know what I'm saying? And leave like a log there or some shit. Yeah. I mean, I want all that shit, but I want it in like a realistically enough like shit for to where you can like believe it, like it's almost possible. Like that's the shit that went down. You know what I'm saying? A couple hundred years ago. I mean, it's funny though, because like this story, I don't know how accurate it is to real life because it's not that accurate to real life. You know what I mean? Because I don't think this is where ninjas actually began. But it's dope to actually see that shit though. I mean, I want to know if it's a character story or not. As in, I want to know if it's like if this dude embraced the ninja part of his shit, like he won't return back to his samurai ways, or he might just die at the end. I don't fucking know. But I think it'll be dope if they can continue that shit. You know, where in the future he became more and more of a ninja than a fucking samurai. I want to see that shit, like the progression of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see in this game, like when he used a grappling hook, he doesn't use an actual grappling hook. He used a rock. He tied a rope to a rock. That's simplistic. You know what I'm saying? I don't know by the end of this game where like he upgraded his equipment to where he actually have grappling hooks and shit, like actual ninja equipment. You know what I mean? But if not, like I would like for them to continue that in the future games. That should be dope, right? We know if you can continue that in the future game where he become more and more like a ninja, less like a samurai. Because warfare in Japan actually changed after this era. Also, it's probably because of guns and shit too. But you know what I mean. But yeah, man, I'm hyped for that. God damn, look at that shit. That shit's so dope, man. I could watch this shit a million times. I really could. But next gen though, um, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you about next gen, man. It's like motherfuckers are more concerned about gaming than they are. I mean, they're more concerned about arguing about specs and shit over actually gaming. Like right now, if you're a gamer, you should be elated about all the games that are coming. The amount of fucking games that are coming are just ridiculous. And I'm not even talking about like just games in general, because games are always coming. Every few days, you should expect some kind of release of a game of some kind. But for the next a solid, I want to say a solid 7 months, it's gonna be just crazy games, man. I don't know why people even think about next gen. To be honest with you, like we ain't done yet. Matter of fact, this is where it gets good. Like this is the best part of the meal. Whatever the best part of the meal is for you. I don't know about y'all, but ever since I was a kid, I don't know why I do this with my food. But if I eat something and there's a best part of that, I leave it until the end and eat it at the last point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I do that, but I feel like this is it, man. As far as this whole console generation is concerned, we are leading up to the meat and potatoes and everything. This is where it gets really good. Why are y'all concerned about the next generation now? You know what I mean? Now? Of all these months and years prior? Like, I mean, look, PlayStation has a good run this generation. It wasn't the best generation they had. I'm gonna keep it real. Not as far as business wise. I think that's business wise. I think it is the best generation they ever had. But as far as PlayStation gamers is concerned, this is not the best generation they ever had. But it's a good run for them. They made money. People who buy their systems happy. Everything's all good. You know what I mean? You feel me? I mean, everything's all good, right? So I mean, I I don't care about next generation yet, mainly because I still unfinished business with this generation. I'm way too hyped for this generation and that shit. You know what I mean? I'm way too hyped for like all this shit that's going on right now to even care about next generation. But since we want to talk about it, at least let's discuss it for a second, all right? Do any one of y'all really give a fuck about the specs of these things? Like honestly, do y'all really give a fuck about the specs of these things? Whatever the fucking specs may be. But we know 12 teraflops is what the Xbox got. Do y'all really give a fuck? R and RDNA and shit. Maybe y'all do because y'all maybe a lot of y'all understand what they are and what it is and what they do to a higher level than I do. But I don't, man. I guess when it comes to that type of shit, I'm as ignorant as it gets because I really don't know shit about the technical side of things. Oh, word, son. I appreciate motherfuckers taking that shit seriously. Then that's good. Matter of fact, the more motherfuckers take this shit seriously, the better, the quicker it'll go away. Motherfuckers remember to wash their hands and stay indoors more often. You know what I'm saying? Not fucking around. You know what I mean? It'll get better quickly. That's good. Motherfucker, I cleared out a store recently. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, just in case, just in case. Because you never know. You never know. I got me about 2 grocery carts worth of shit, just in case, just in case. And it's only 2 grocery store carts worth of shit is because I have shit at home already. You know what I'm saying? Like I was halfway there already. Just in case, because you never know. But yeah, man, next gen, I don't really care about the specs of it all. As far as who's gonna beat who and all that shit, because I know it's gonna be negligible. Like there's just nothing. There's not gonna be a big difference between these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? What's the big difference between the motherfuckers? Even right now, when it's the Pro versus the X, is there really a big difference between the motherfuckers? To the trained eye, you could pick out certain details, I guess, when it comes from game to game. But who the fuck really cares about that shit? And I'm not saying this because I think PlayStation is a weaker system. Matter of fact, I actually think the opposite. Matter of fact, I think it's gonna be stronger. That's my hunch. My hunch is it's gonna be stronger. And in what form and what capacity, I'm not even sure yet. They could share the same teraflops, but could perform in other functions better. I feel like the PlayStation will do that. Ponerific. I know it's ponerific for me to say, but that's what I think. That's why Xbox hasn't gone with the most powerful system, right? In any of the advertising. If the current generation right now they have the most powerful system, and the next generation they have is way more powerful than this one, then it still should be the most powerful system ever if their competitors are not, right? But they say, well, they don't know yet, of course, because PlayStation hasn't revealed their numbers, so they don't know if they are still the most powerful or not. But technically, that's not true. Currently, they are the most powerful to be platform because PlayStation hasn't announced their shit yet, right? They have. They announced there's 12 teraflops. That should be enough to say this is the most powerful console to be made. Unless PlayStation come out and say otherwise, right? They have the right to do that. It wouldn't be wrong. How am I lying, motherfucker? You ain't say shit yet, right? So you can't be lying if your competitors haven't said shit yet. Unless they just know. They just know that it's not gonna be. There's no reason to run with that narrative when that's not gonna be possible. I think that's the case. Because you would definitely run with that narrative if you have that narrative. I mean, it's the same on both sides. Whatever narrative that that you could run with, you would. PlayStation would be no different. They would run, whatever narrative they think fit best, you know. I gotta look up when Japanese motherfuckers decided to like shave a part of their head off to make it look like they have like a six head instead of a four head. I wonder what century when motherfuckers start doing that. I guess it looks so goofy you never like see it depicted, you know what I mean, in any form, in any fashion. You never see the motherfuckers that shave they like, and that's like high level motherfuckers, high level samurais do that. They shave a portion of their head off. I don't know why the fuck they do that. I actually have to look it up. I think it's like with all Asian customs. I think they like a big forehead because it looks like you got a lot of wisdom in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? That big ass dome with the giant noggin with your forehead. So that's why they do that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that's the case. I'm thinking that's the case, but I'm not exactly sure. I had to look that up, and I wonder what century they start doing that because you never see it depicted. You know what I'm saying? Especially in live action, because it looks so goofy. I guess it's hard to make your. I mean, I guess it's a different culture back in a different time, which is different than now, even in their own culture, right? But it's hard to be threatened by a dude that looks like that nowadays, man, because it looks goofy as fuck. Like when you look at it, right? You see, motherfucker, with that whole part of his head shaved off, and then he tied his shit into a ponytail that bend forwards, that lay on top of that bald spot that you shave off for no reason. It looks goofy, man. You know what I mean? But I think only high-ranking motherfuckers get to do that. I don't think low-level motherfuckers. I think low-level motherfuckers actually have to grow their hair out. Anyways, I was talking about next gen, man. Well, I keep getting off subject because I keep fucking looking at this trailer and shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep looking at this motherfucking trailer. This shit keep distracting me and shit. But yeah, man, next gen, I think PlayStation will be stronger. In what capacity, I don't know, but I think so. Mainly because I think PlayStation is Sony's cash cow, and I think they want to really work on it. The only thing I'm concerned about is how much it's gonna cost. And it's not that I can't afford it. I mean, even if it's like $800, I'll cop it no problem. It's just I really don't wanna. Is what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, maybe it's true, man. Console gamers are cheap when it comes to buying shit to play actual games. But I buy a system and I just buy games to play on it. You know what I mean? I don't have to spend $700-800 to do that. You know what I mean? I'm good with like $500-600. I'm cool. Like let's do that. Like, can we just do $500-600? $700-800 is a bit much, man. You get your ass whooped for like $700-800. You know what I mean? You steal $300-400 from me. That's you get beat up. You ain't gonna get whooped. I mean, you steal $700-800. You getting whooped because that's the difference. You know what I mean? There's a difference between getting, you know what I'm saying, beat up and getting whooped. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. Like I'm a small dude, right? Like I don't. It's not like I'm just gonna walk around pick and fight with like big ass motherfuckers for no reason. But if there is a reason for me to fight you, I have to. Then I'm a swing on you, right? I can tell you, you probably will win a fight against me if you like 6'2", 300 something pounds. You know what I mean? That's a very good chance you got me. But at the same time, you ain't gonna whoop me like that. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna beat the fuck up. You know what I mean? There's a difference. So I mean, next generation, what I'm concerned about is just how much it's gonna cost at this point. Because I mean, I really don't have to do all that. But $800, I'm still down. I ain't gonna front. Still down for that shit. And I don't know why motherfucker would even say, "Oh, you would buy a system for $800." I mean, you buy a fucking chip for more than that. You buy a graphic card for more than that or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? PC dudes, where's Jemiah at? Help me out, Jemiah. Is Jemiah still here? Is it Edo era? Really? So this is actually before that. So I mean, I guess it does make sense since Japanese people did descend from mainly Korean and Chinese people back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where their bloodline come from. It's mainly Chinese and Korean people is where Japanese people originate from. Mainland Asia, right? So I mean, earlier in their history, I guess it would make sense they would still have the same hair and shit as Mongolians and Vietnamese people and Chinese people back in that era. Because every Asian dude in the continent of Asia was rocking that haircut, that man bun. Asian, matter of fact, Asian dudes are the only motherfuckers that should be rocking man buns. I don't know what y'all doing out here with that shit, but it don't look right on y'all. When an Asian dude do it, it looks like he about to stab you in the heart. When a white dude has a man bun, it looks like he about to ask you if you want to go play sand volleyball with him and shit. You know what I mean? It's like not the same shit. It's not the same shit. But yeah, man, during the like back during like that century, I think in mainland Asia, every Asian dude was rocking that. I mean, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that $800 console, man. Like, it ain't that bad. It ain't. It ain't that bad. Ain't number like almost a paycheck. Ain't that bad. It's not that bad. Almost a paycheck. To some of y'all, that might be a whole paycheck, and that's alright too. It's just a whole paycheck, man. Ain't that bad. Now, if it's two paychecks, that's kind of rough. I ain't gonna front. If $800 two paychecks, that's rough, fam. Maybe a paycheck and a half. It's tough out here if that's the case. If it's two paychecks for an $800 console for you, then hope things get better for you, fam. Like no disrespect, I'm dead serious because I mean I've been there. But the difference is when that was my problem, if $800 is two paycheck, things were still way more affordable back then, man. I don't know if y'all realize it, but shit was way more affordable. I'm not that old, but I remember when I first got my driver license, gas was like 97 cents, cause shit was amazing. You could ride around for $10. A whole day and a half of driving, cause on $10. Can you imagine that $10 literally don't get you shit no more, especially if you got that premium, boy. No matter where you are in the country, if you like doing premium, you're probably around $3 on average. No matter where you are in the country, probably $3, probably 250 on average on as far as regular. It's just rough. But next gen, man, all I want is just make sure it's better than man. Everything was just way better back then when I had that problem. When two paychecks equal $800 console, right? But things was way more affordable back then when I had that problem. Luckily, I don't. Well, not luckily, I work for my shit. But you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I don't have that problem no more. I could do an $800 console, but goddamn, it's really unnecessary. I wouldn't trip at all if PlayStation 5 was only fucking 9 point something teraflops. I really don't think that's the case. I think they're either equal as far as teraflops, whatever the fuck that count is even worth. You know what I'm saying? I think they're either equal or they're better than Xbox. I don't think it's a matter of like um, teraflops when it comes to certain things. Because even when it comes to the RDNA shit or whatever the case may be, they was describing how PlayStation functions this way and Xbox function. Oh, no, was it the SSD? Not the RDNA, but the SSD, whatever the fuck it is. Well, PlayStation SSD allow you to render shit quicker. Well, Xbox is like, oh, some shit like that. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers already breaking down what certain things do and shit, and it's too much shit. It just it's just more of a platform for you to play on. That's all it's really worth. You know what I mean? As long as it's better than the platform before that, and as long as it's decently equal to its competitors, you're just gonna find the benefits of it. You move the fuck on. Oh yeah, hair was a big deal in Asia back then. No, you're right, bro. No, you're right. You're right. It's always been like that. It's been like that for a long time. Not until like in recent years where that shit just whatever. And realistically, Asian people still like take care of their hair really well, man. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen Asian dudes in their hair, bro? Now that they wilding with all that other shit, right? But back in the day, like I think that if you a grown man and you got your hair like cut off, that's fucked up. You must have did something real fucked up for them to do that. You know what I mean? I mean, but that's only in like in Asian customs in mainland though. Like Japanese people don't have that problem because ninjas back then cut their hair and shit all the time. Only monks cut their hair in Asia, in mainland Asia and shit. Only monks cut their hair, bro. Everybody keep a whole head of hair always. And if you get your hair cut off, you must have fucked something up. You must have did something wrong, man. If your punishment is to get your hair cut off and you a grown man already, because if you a kid, that's understandable. But if you a grown man, you ain't got your hair. That means like long ass hair, not just like you know what I'm saying. Not just neck length hair. I'm talking long as fuck hair. But I guess it would be the Edo period, like later. Wouldn't it be a little bit before that? Because Edo's kind of peaceful. Most motherfuckers don't realize this, but the Gumi has it. Gumi is famous as fuck, but they actually do the whole head shave shit. So I guess it is Edo. Yeah. Man, I'm hyped for that shit, man. You can tell I'm hyped as fuck as I keep returning back to that shit instead of talking about what I'm supposed to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But next gen is gonna be dope still too, man. I just don't think it's better than this generation, which is sad because I think it's like diminishing returns. Consoles and the ability to provide a powerful system is getting more readily available, but unfortunately the um the talent behind these games are getting fewer and fewer. We're getting like fodder everywhere. And I can't even really blame the talent behind it because I don't really know if it's the talent's fault. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's their fault. I don't know how much of their overlords just like riding their ass to make some um, games that are lucrative. And it's what they deem to be lucrative. It's not so much what these people you know think could be lucrative because there might be a lot of ways to which shit could be very lucrative. I say Ghost will sell about in the first month. I want to say it's gonna sell right around 2 million. It's not beating Spider Man by any stretch. Spider Man was like 3 point something ridiculous, 3.6, 3.7 or some shit like that. Was it in the first 3 months or was it in the first month? It was like 3 point something. I think Ghost would be able to do half of that. I don't think Ghost would be able to match because Spider Man has way too much behind it. But we'll see what happens. But next gen, man, I don't really know what to expect because I haven't really seen next gen games. You know, it's hard for me to get hyped for shit that I just haven't really seen because all the information that we get, uh, T flops and all that shit is just numbers on the board. I don't really get shit out of it. What's up, Fatal Sharad? You know what I'm saying? I don't get anything out of this shit. I feel like if I get any kind of shit out of it, then I would just be a PC dude. Like, why would I give a fuck at this point? You know what I mean? If I get hype off of these numbers that you're telling me, these letters and numbers attached to it, then I wouldn't even give a fuck. That's all I'm saying. Which leads me to this, because I'm curious about this, right? Platforms, right? The platforms we play on. Does that define you as a person? Like, no, I'm not trying to be like on extra shit. I'm just saying, does it define you as a person? Why would why would we ever need to define ourselves as this type of gamer and that type of gamer? You ever notice that? I mean, I would accept the fact that I'm a PlayStation dude because I play on a PlayStation. Motherfuckers want to call me a pony. It is what it is. I am a pony. Supposedly, I mean that's just how it goes down, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes down. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's almost like the race that you born in or some shit. You know what I mean? Because we say things that only make sense to motherfuckers if you are a part of the like console war crumb size shit. You know what I mean? And you could say you aren't a part of it as much as you want to, but you are a part of it. If you deal with any of these motherfuckers on the crumb side, you are a part of the crumb side. You know what I'm saying? It's just you're not gonna escape it. You either accept it or whatever. Well, I mean, well, Sherrod, I mean, I don't think I'm a neutral at all. Like I mean, obviously I prefer the PlayStation. That's why I copped it instead of an Xbox. Like I would never, I would never dog an Xbox out if I have one because I would have wanted one to be able to have it. You know what I mean? I don't want one. That's why I didn't buy it. That's like not the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand people. I like you know what? Let's let's use this to talk about something else more important. You know the one thing I hate most about living in the states is to have to like deal with a lot of what's the word? Virtue signaling? Is that the right way to put it? Virtue signaling or however it may be. Like motherfuckers always talk about some wild shit and expect you to care, and they tell you how much they care. Because most of the time, I feel like I guess I must be a bad person because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You would think that I should care. Well, how should they talk about I don't care? Because here's the thing, right? I feel like if you really do care, you wouldn't be on Twitter and on this social media shit talking about it. You would be out there working on shit. You'd be doing shit, not out here crying and complaining. Like you worry about people, you volunteer out in your fucking community and actually do some shit, right? You really mean that shit. But it's always some other shit. It's always people like throwing like all this information at you. Like, look how terrible these people are being. Like, I mean, what you didn't know? Well, I mean, I guess it's just annoying to me just because I'm sitting here like just hearing motherfuckers. Like, I'm like, do y'all know who all this shit benefits at the end of the day? Like, y'all, why y'all bitching? And if you really mean it, then really mean it. Boycott shit that really matters. Stop like, and don't tell me about it, right? You could tell me about it, but stop like clawing at me to tell me about it. Just be about it. Just stop it. You know what I mean? I don't care about a lot of shit. And I hate nothing more than people caring for shit for me on my behalf. Like, I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit that supposedly motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, don't pretend to care. Like, I didn't even ask motherfucker to care. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Since when do you even care? You know what I'm saying? Since when do y'all care? Like, are y'all serious? Just know that if you are living in America and living like an average American, you know what I'm saying? Just living as an average American, that includes myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a naturalized citizen. I grew up here. I live practically the same as y'all. I smoke a couple blunts on weekends and go to work just like everybody else on the weekday. You know what I mean? Ain't that much different. You know what? If you live in America, then you are a slave owner somewhere else in the world. Just look at the shit that you own. Look at all that shit. Just realize there's people out there just working their ass off to provide you that. The chocolate that you eat, the clothes that you wear, just the stuff in general in daily life that you just don't realize is there because the country you live in is wealthy enough to support a middle class where people can buy extra shit. So just be happy with that, man. Just be happy. You want to be a good person, be a good person, go out there and do shit. You know what I mean? I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers like complain about shit all the time. It's wonderful out here, cuz. Enjoy some shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around this virus will kill all of us. Enjoy some shit, man. Yeah, man. Exactly, Akuma. I can't agree with you more than that. You know what I mean? You was doing 90 or was they doing 90? If trying, was you doing 90 and they almost hit you, or was they doing 90 and almost hit you? I want to cosplay this motherfucker so bad. I want that whole outfit, cuz I want that whole ninja outfit. If I could find one, y'all would actually see me wear it while I'm playing this motherfucking game. But anyways, I lost track of what I was trying to say, man. I mean, motherfuckers out here just tripping over extra shit for no reason. Like I don't need you all to be a good person if you trying to be that and do that, but you don't have to prove anything to any one of us. It's really not necessary. I mean, y'all see what Ricky Gervais did when he was at the Golden Globes, where he was like roasting celebrities and shit. That's how I feel about Americans, anyways. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I include myself because sometimes I could be that way too. You know what I mean? It's like motherfucker, like we have it so good because we are fortunate enough to be able to have it this good. If you complain about it, then mean it. Like don't half-ass that shit because it just that's really douchery. You know what I'm saying? That's really douchery of you. I don't know how to even describe it. That's a douchebag thing to do. Like you are reaping all the benefits of all this bullshit, but you are crying about it as if it fucking matters. You feel me? Like you're the one that benefits from it. It's kind of like how white women talk about white men. It's fucking insane. It's like bitch, you complain about white men so much. It's like you was out there with black people picking cotton back then or something. No, you was with white men enjoying all the benefits of being a white person until recently where you need to feel like you special for being a white woman. Because you notice how all this extra shit is always a white woman in the charge of it. It's not like a extra black girl or extra Asian girl. Well, I ain't gonna front. It might be sometimes an Asian girl, which I can't stand that shit. No, front. I can't stand that shit. But it's like you know what I mean. Like, relax, white girl. It's not that serious. I feel like white dudes like the common denominator always get trashed on because it's the easiest. I mean, they deserve a lot of shit. I ain't gonna front, but not all that. Goddamn, they trying to live too. Relax. You know what I'm saying? Relax. But I mean, just because you have a platform to speak doesn't mean you deserve it. That's why I don't speak that much because I mean, the way I see it, the best thing I can do is not to tell how someone else should live. I shouldn't tell y'all how y'all should live your life because everybody has problems. You know what I'm saying? Even a billionaire have problems. They just have billionaire problems, and we wouldn't understand it because we're not billionaires. How billionaire problems ain't as stressful as a regular man's fucking problems. They probably live a way more extravagant life, but you can't imagine the problems they probably have. You know what I mean? At any level of the game, there's you have your own problems. So I'm not trying to tell motherfuckers how they live their life, but I mean just understanding your surroundings and fucking relax sometimes. You know what I mean? You're doing too much. That's what I'm saying. Doing way too fucking much. You just relax. The fuck are y'all talking about in the chat, man? Kind of fucking white women y'all fucking with out here. That's not what I'm on, Garuda. It's a lot of shit. I don't think that shit's ever gonna go away though. Like sexism, I think racism can go away. but I don't think sexism can go away because that's just ingrained in us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Is that about it? What else we got? So, all right. So before I leave, right? Let me run through my predictions, like I mentioned. All right. So, PlayStation news, PlayStation 5 news, concrete information. That shit's coming out right around June. Maybe early June, late June. I'm not very sure, but I want to say it's right before Ghost actually drop, like the official release date. I think PlayStation 5 will be mentioned way more, or even have all of its detail released during June. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Um, and then from there on out, you'll just see more and more advertising for PlayStation 5 until the eventual release date. That is, of course, if 3% of our population don't get killed off of this virus first. But yeah, that's what it is. Um, what else we got? I want to say they are only gonna have maybe 2 to 3 um, launch exclusive, and two of them be alright. Maybe one of them be fire, but two of them's gonna be alright. That's what I'm saying. I love PlayStation, but you know what it is. That's usually how it goes down. New technology and shit. Usually the best games never come out on release. Am I right? Am I right? I mean, right? I mean, let's keep it 1,000, right? How many like release date games that y'all played that was dope, that y'all could say that's up there with the greats? There's always a few years in or at the end of the generations where you were like, this game is the shit. It's always at the end or the middle. You never played like the game in the first year, all the first year games that come out. It ain't never dope. When was the last time a game come out the first year of that generation and it was fucking dope? Never. You know what I'm saying? Never. And so here's what I would suggest, right? I would suggest y'all buy as much games as you could play during this generation that's coming up. Right around June, they will release the information along with the price tag and all that shit, and then y'all could, figure out ways to secure this PlayStation 5 when it comes out. Me, I'm hoping it's not as powerful as other motherfuckers hoping for. I'm hoping it'll be a lower level system, not like trash. I'm saying like I don't need an $800-$900 system to for me to enjoy gaming. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a super powerful system. That's not what I got into gaming for. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't need all that, which I don't think will happen either. I think it'll be relatively the same. But as of information, it'll be early, like mid June is probably where it's gonna happen. Early to mid June is probably where it's gonna happen, and I want to say it's probably gonna be $600. Likely $500-$600 because I don't see how it's gonna be 400. Amidst of everything that's going on as well. Killzone, I guess if you a Killzone fan, I never really liked Killzone, man. I think it's beautiful, but it's just not that fun. Probably one of the best games ever. It's just not that fun, man. Don't tell me that, Sherrod. That's terrible. That's terrible. Next gen will be about service and ecosystem. That's terrible. You really think it's gonna be 400? I really hope so, Jemiah. I would hope for nothing more than it to be $400. That would be wonderful. But with all the shit they talking about, you really think it's gonna be able to be at 400? And maybe PlayStation's willing to eat the cost. Are they willing to eat a couple $100 worth? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you better hope you know what I'm saying, your software come through, which, you know, software does come through, but not like that. You have to have a decent amount of console sold in the beginning of the generation for you to have a strong foothold. I mean, as much as progress that PlayStation did for the PlayStation 4, all that, it's basically a clean slate next generation. Starts all over again, bruh. Maybe not for Xbox, but for PlayStation it is. Because you got to remember, PlayStation 5 games can't be played on PlayStation 4. You want to play a PlayStation 5 game, you have to have a PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? You have to play a PlayStation, like get a PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation 5 games. And all this talk they've been having about um, smooth transitions from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, you would imagine they would give you a lot of incentives to move from 4 to 5. What type of incentives that is, I don't really know. A really good trade-in value. You know what I'm saying? Trade in your PS4, get this motherfucking PS5. It's gonna be worth the money, yada yada yada. Or maybe it's good launch lineups to make it easy for you to transition, or you know, carrying information over will be easy, and also because, you know, PS5 is backward compat, so you can bring all your shit and not feel bad about leaving the PS4 behind because it's backward compat, so you can still take all your PS4 games and play it on the PS5. So when the PS5 release, you wouldn't be like, oh, I got a PS4 backlog, I could buy it later. You're like, no, I gotta buy that bitch now because I can still play my backlog on that bitch. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what they saying. But it's looking like $500 to $600 if that's the case. Which I'm cool with. $500 to $600, I'm comfortable with. Matter of fact, I'm comfortable with $500 to $600. It just, I don't know what it is with $700, $800, $900. It just seems ridiculous up there. Like those numbers don't make no sense. Somewhere between $399 to $599. I mean, it's a good look. I wouldn't mind anywhere in between that. I'm more than comfortable with anything within that range. When it comes to $700, $800, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I could just build a PC with this amount of fucking money, right? But at the same time, I just won't get those exclusives, and that's what I'm here for. Like, real talk, if it wasn't for the exclusive, I wouldn't be on the PlayStation, because everything else is universal. Everything else is available anywhere. I could just play shit anywhere, and if it wasn't for the exclusives, I'd just be on a motherfucking PC. 600 seems like a weird place to be, because you can imagine 600 almost fucked up a whole generation for them, and now we talking 600 again, and we expect it, and most of us are okay with it. Well, me, I mean, I'm in a different place in my life now, you feel me, than I was when the PS3 came out. $600 was a lot of money for me when the PS3 came out. I ain't gonna front, I was younger. I mean, I ain't got no like a job that pays that well. You feel me? Like, my life wasn't really all together yet. I was still young and shit. So $600 for a gaming system was a lot of money for me back then, bro. I bought mine like barely used. This dude bought his and couldn't find the receipt and couldn't return his shit, and his wife was mad that he bought it, so he resold it to me for like $400. So I bought it. You know what I'm saying? I had the original fat one. I had the George Foreman grill PlayStation that was backward compat, and I never used it because I was playing PS3 games. Do y'all realize how good a PS3 game look compared to a PS2 game? Do y'all understand? Do y'all remember that transition from PS2 to PS3? It was fucking insane. You don't think it's gonna be 600, right? It'd be cool. It'd be cool with like 500. 500 like would be actually a sweet spot. I feel like 500 is the new norm for consoles at this point. If you could do 500, like, I think most people will be down for 500. Right. Well, I mean, the reason why he said that, of course, Gerard, is what he means is this: buying a console really don't mean shit. The console is just a revenue stream for you, for Sony to make the money off of you. If you don't buy the console, you don't buy anything from PlayStation. Do you understand? If you buy a PC or an Xbox, you are locked into the Xbox ecosystem. You buy shit on that. Every time you make a move, they make money off of. And the same way with the PlayStation, they want you to buy a PlayStation because most of your gaming moves are made on it. You buy a game, they profit off of that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's their game or whether it's a third party game, you buy a third party game on the PlayStation, PlayStation get a piece. You feel me? That's why they do that. It's not just first party. You know what I mean? Like how motherfuckers talking about, well, how come PlayStation don't put their games everywhere so it'd be a free market? And like, well, they have a, to sell their fucking hardware too. And their hardware is an open revenue stream for them. Like if you buy a console and you don't buy games, it's fucking pointless. They barely make they make $1 from you, cause if you buy a console. If you buy a PlayStation 4, they make like $1 off of that. That's the profit margin. Now, of course, 100 million consoles sold would mean $100 million worth of profit, right? But does that really mean shit? Think about it. To a multi-million-dollar company or multi-billion company, you think 100 million means shit over the span of 8 years, 7 years actually? My fault. You think 100 million means some shit? Do you know how much money they made off of fucking Spider-Man alone? The profit they made from Spider-Man is more than they made from the money amount from the PlayStation 4. You feel me? But the fact that you have a PlayStation 4 in your house somewhere, whether it's in your living room, your game room, wherever the case may be, that is an open revenue stream. Every move you make, they make a piece of it. You know what I'm saying? You buy DLCs on that bitch, you buy games on that, whether it's their first party games or third party games. You know what I mean? You buy movies, whatever the case may be, whatever the fuck. Yeah, PlayStation Plus, they get that monthly revenue stream of $10 or whatever the fuck amount. I don't even know what it is. I pay it yearly. You know what I'm saying? I barely play online. That's fucked up. But probably like 30% of my gaming is online. The rest of that's just offline. But I still pay it once a year. Like I just pay it one time for a full year of service. You know what I mean? Every time you make a move on PlayStation, if you go to the PlayStation store, that's more money for them. That's what he means by the measure of success of a for them. It's not just how many consoles are sold. Because you sell 100 million console at $1 profit, that ain't nothing but $100 million profit. They ain't shit to a company that spend more than that making the shit. You know what I'm saying? But a game is way more profitable. But you can't profit off the game unless you actually have the system. If PlayStation put their game everywhere, all they can do is profit off the game. They won't be able to profit off of all the revenue they would lose not having a PlayStation sitting in your room. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's necessary. Well, right. I mean, I feel you support gaming. It's going to be priced appropriately for what it has in its system. All I'm saying is I think the power chase is the wrong move to make when we talking about console gaming. There's just no reason to even talk about power in that you know respect like a PC dude would. Like there's no reason to like talk in power in the sense of that because PCs shift and move within a few months. They'll have new shit that'll be stronger than everything that's out in the market right now. The whole purpose of a console is for me to buy this one product that is decent enough to run shit for the next 6 to 8 years, right? And if you're way too concerned about how powerful you can make a console, because you could always make a super powerful console, but is the worth there for it? I mean, I want consoles to do well because I play on console, and as long as they do well, you should expect good shit to keep on coming. When the money stops is when you start seeing bullshit come out, right? So I hope that's not the case. I hope shit goes well. But $700, $800 a bit much. $600 I'm okay with. I don't know if the general public will be okay with that, but I feel like $500 is a good spot to be. I think that should be the new norm for consoles at this point. Is $500. 400 would be preferable, of course, but I mean with what they've been saying, like I don't know how they can cram all that into a system and still have it be 399. That shit wouldn't make any sense. But we'll see. I mean, I would be happy to be wrong. I would be happy if it was 399. 499 is where I expect it to be. I think either 499 or 599. But now that we looked at it like perspective wise, I feel like 499 is where it is. Like $500 is where it's gonna be. And $500 doesn't seem that bad, right? Even though the X was $500, but the thing is the X was $500 when a lot of other systems was not. Like a PlayStation 4 was a Pro wasn't even $500. A Pro brand new was like 400. So I mean, but if we start the next generation and everything is 500, then 500 isn't that bad. Or 500 compared to 600. Would you rather buy a $500 system or a $600 system? Then $500 seems to be the new norm. You feel me? Which I would be fine with. Sherrod plays on Switch and PC, right? That's all you play on, right, Sherrod? And since we on this subject, before I go, I guess I'm about to dip in about 10 minutes. But I don't know why it's necessary to categorize gaming too much because if you ask me if you play on a cell phone, does that make you a gamer or not? I mean, I would still accept you as a gamer. It's just you play different types of games than I do. We just don't game the same way. And where I'm from, there's a saying, right? They say well water don't touch river water, which is not really accurate, but you know what I'm saying. But what they mean to say is like we don't have no reasons to be, you know what I'm saying, even speaking to each other because we're not on the same plane. You know what I'm saying? You talk about your cell phone game and shit over there because we're not on the same plane as each other. We play differently. It's the same way with like mobile gaming, like all mobile gaming, in my opinion. Like the reason why I don't think mobile gaming, streaming and shit, like play anywhere, would do that well is because I can't imagine enjoying playing Ghost of Tsushima on a little ass screen sitting on the subway. And maybe due to this generation that loves just using their phone over everything instead of a big screen TV, they'd rather sit there on their phone and play phone shit. Maybe I'll still accept you as a gamer. I just you just play different shit than I do because I mean, where do you draw the line on who's a real gamer and who isn't at this point, man? The type of platform you play on, because a lot of cell phone games nowadays is also on consoles. Where do you play those on consoles? Some of them are trash though. Well, actually, a lot of them are trash, but a lot of games are, and realistically, cell phone games are basically retro games. Is all they are. You know what I'm saying? They're just basically retro games that they retrofit to put microtransactions in. That's all they really are. You know, those little shooting games and all that other shit, puzzle games. Cell phone games are basically Nintendo 64 games with microtransactions built into it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel, I mean, and really, no, I ain't gonna do that to the Nintendo 64. They got some dope ass games, but you know what I'm saying? Just simple as, uh, simple as puzzle games and shit that you sit around and play while you wait for your dentist. But me, man, I don't care what you play on. I still think you play games. As long as you play games, I'll call you a gamer. It's just me. I play on a console because I enjoy those types of games on console. You know, if it wasn't for PlayStation exclusives, I'd probably be on a PC. The only problem is I don't have a need for it. I just don't seem like it doesn't seem enjoyable to me. I wouldn't want to build a whole PC. That's just a lot of shit. I just want to play video games, man. Like I don't want to do all this extra shit. Give me a game with good mechanics so I can learn it. Give me a game with good story so I can be, you know what I'm saying, engrossed in that bitch. Give me a game that tests me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it any further than that, man. Just as long as you enjoy that shit, that's all that matters. Platforms is just it's just the way you what you use to be able to access the game. It doesn't make you any less. Motherfucker, I'm on a laptop right now, Jemai. I'm on a portable personal PC, Jemiah. That's redundant as for a personal PC, personal computer, fam. But on that note, man, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this portable personal computer and play some video games. So I'm actually gonna stream Neo 2 if y'all want to see that. Neo's coming out next Friday. I'm hyped for that. So I'll be streaming that. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming all the damn time. I'm gonna stream the story, like the story, I guess. But like side mission shit, I might just. Well, fuck. I don't. Neo don't really have side missions like that. It's just a big ass map, and you just run around the whole map. But we'll see, man. I'm trying to stream that. I'm probably gonna stream a lot of these games that are coming out because some of them are worth streaming, man. Like I don't like streaming certain open world games because it get kind of boring streaming those. That's why I'd rather stream like just straight up single player experiences. But we'll see what's up, man. I want to stream some more shit. But glad y'all came through, man. It's been a while. I just don't have shit to talk about because the shit motherfuckers out here talking about is just I don't want to deal with it. Like I mentioned before I left, I was like, man, y'all gonna hear some of the wildest shit, all these speculations and rumors and leaks and all kinds of nonsense until you actually get real information. And I knew that was happening, so all this extra shit that been coming out, I didn't want to talk about it. It's like, why? Why am I coming on here to talk about shit that we don't know is true and not be like some random shit other motherfuckers talking about? Now we have to take it seriously, not to do podcasts about it. Not doing that. You feel me? But alright, man. I'll see y'all next week. I'll run that Neo 2 and probably around the same time. I'll probably do a podcast earlier than that and then run Neo. If not, I'll just run Neo if I don't feel like doing the podcast. I'm just keeping 1,000 with y'all. I don't know how much information we're gonna have between now and next week, but if there's some good shit worth talking about, if I come up with some shit to talk about, we'll do that. As y'all could tell, I mean, I appreciate the subs and shit, but as y'all could tell, I don't make no money off of this shit. I mean, I can't I can't make a mountain out of a molehill and talk to y'all on a podcast like, you know what I'm saying, megaton news, because there is none. On that note, Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Agent Gambit, we out. Deuces.